Thanksgiving is quickly approaching, and a lot of people are a little concerned about the number of businesses that are going to stay open on Thanksgiving, which means people will have to work during the holiday. Well, there's one Pizza Hut GM that didn't agree with it. He's Tony Rohr, and he's the GM of a Pizza Hut in Indiana. So they had a corporate meeting, everyone got together, and he was told that he needed to keep his restaurant open for Thanksgiving. And he disagreed. In fact, he told a CBS affiliate the following: I said, why can't we be the company that stands up and says we care about our employees and they can have the day off? Well, it turns out that the higher-ups contacted him and they said, listen, either you keep the restaurant open or you resign. Well, he didn't do either one of those. Instead, he sent them a letter of protest, and it said the following: I'm not quitting. I do not resign. However, I accept that the refusal to comply with this greedy, immoral request means the end of my tenure with the company. I hope you realize that it's the people at the bottom of the totem pole that make your life possible.
Sounds like the Pope.
It's kind of no, it's kind of incredible because you don't see it that often. You know, I get it, he's a GM, he's not the head of the company, so it's not like he's gonna make more money by keeping the company, or I should say that particular franchise, open. But at the same time, like, standing up and refusing to do what corporate tells you to do is very admirable.
Yeah, especially when, like I think you pointed out, he's worked there for 10 years.
Yeah.
It's not like a small thing for him to potentially lose his job. That's been his identity for a third of his life. I mean, he might well not have had another job before that, and now he's being forced to look for a different job. It's going to be hard to get a good letter of recommendation, I would imagine. But I have to imagine that the employees at that Pizza Hut franchise probably think the world of him.
Yeah.
And it takes people like this to stand out and to put a human face on the protests that we know go on every Thanksgiving, to make it clear to people how immoral it is to require them to work when they want to spend time with their families on the second biggest holiday of the entire year.
Yeah, and also keep in mind, some people might make the argument that, well, you know, they don't have to work, they can just request the day off. But for a lot of people, it's not that easy. Yeah. You can't request the day off, you're forced to come in. And it's sad. I mean, Thanksgiving is the one day of the year that I actually look forward to the most. I know we have lots of holidays, lots of great things happen throughout the year, but I love nothing more than to sit down and share a meal with my family. And usually it's not just my immediate family, it's my extended family as well. And there's something comforting about that, and you look forward to it. Every American should be able to enjoy that day. Mm-hmm. And I love that he's standing up for these people, especially because he pointed out something that was absolutely accurate. These are the people at the bottom of the totem pole that make your life possible. While you're sitting at home, all these people in corporate, while they're sitting at home enjoying their meals, these people have to work to make you money.
Yeah. And I mean, obviously we can break down the finances of any particular company. I understand that they just want to be open as much as possible to pull in as much money as possible, but I can't imagine that as many people are buying pizzas on Thanksgiving as otherwise would, so it's not going to be as valuable as the day before or after Thanksgiving anyway. And you would earn so much goodwill and morale from your employees by giving them that day off. I think that it is such a good investment in your company that they're just refusing to make, because I think that they have become used to not having to give anything to the worker. And they see a slippery slope of, if we give them anything, then who knows what lasts for next year.
You know what would have been genius for Pizza Hut to do? So they said that they felt pressured to stay open because so many other fast food chains were staying open for Thanksgiving. It would have been admirable if they actually came out with an ad and they did something along the lines of, you know, we're actually going to be closed for Thanksgiving because we care about our employees, right?
Yeah.
And like, I don't know.
We value family.
We value family, whatever, right? I think that people would look at that and say, dude, that's an awesome company. I think I'm going to order from Pizza Hut the next time I want pizza.
Yeah.
You know, instead of doing that, they just caved into pressure and decided, yeah, we want to have the competitive edge and we're going to stay open for Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Yeah, and so we talked about it a little bit in the first hour. Like, there are some places that have to be open. The police, the fire departments, newspapers, cable news. Like, unfortunately, some of those things have to be open. And outside of that, if a company, like if a guy owns a pizza place and he wants to come in, it's his pizza place, feel free. Some people want pizza, I don't doubt it. But forcing on the threat of losing your job, forcing them to come in, I think is wrong. And I forgot to make this point earlier, but I don't like that the company is forcing them to come in, that they're being so greedy. But understand that, like, not in the case of Pizza Hut maybe, but Target and Best Buy, they are relying on the greed of the everyday person. That's what's forcing them to do it, because they know they want those sales, and they're gonna line up outside the store, and they're gonna potentially trample someone to death to get in there to save $100 on one of the 2 discount HD TVs they have in each Best Buy. It's our fault and it's their fault.
Yeah,
it's more their fault.
We buy into it. We definitely do. It happens on Black Friday, and now it's happening on the night of Thanksgiving.